Welcome back, everyone, to EFL USA, Practical English for Life in America. I'm Mia, and today I want you to do something with me before we even start. Close your eyes for 3 seconds. Imagine this. You are standing at the pharmacy counter. You just picked up a new medication, and the pharmacist looks at you and asks, "Do you understand how to take this? Do you have any allergies we should know about?" Could you answer right now, in 3 seconds, without translating first in your head? If you hesitated even a little, this video is exactly what you need, because today we are going deep into English for the doctor and the pharmacy. The kind of English that isn't just nice to know. It's the kind of English that keeps you safe. Before we start, if this is your first time here, please subscribe and tap the bell icon, because every single day we publish a new lesson to help you speak English with more confidence in real American life. Today's lesson is a little different from a normal lesson because today you're not just going to learn words. You're going to follow a real story. A story about a woman named Rosa and what happened to her on a Tuesday afternoon that she will never forget. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to say if you are ever in her situation. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's begin. Rosa moved to the United States 8 months ago. She lives in a small apartment with her husband and her 10-year-old son. Her English is still growing. She can understand simple conversations. She can order food. She can say hello to her neighbors. But anything more complicated, anything with medical words, anything fast, still makes her heart beat a little faster. 2 weeks ago, Rosa started feeling pain in her lower back. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't go away, so she finally made an appointment with a doctor near her apartment. Now, listen to this first sentence and shadow it with me. I have an appointment at 3 o'clock. Now you say it. I have an appointment at 3 o'clock. Good. This is one of the most useful sentences in your entire American life because you will say it at the doctor's office, at the pharmacy, at the hair salon, almost everywhere. Say it one more time with me, a little faster. I have an appointment at 3 o'clock. Rosa arrived at the clinic 5 minutes early. The waiting room was quiet, with soft music playing and a few other patients sitting in gray chairs, looking at their phones. A receptionist behind the desk smiled at her and said, "Hi, how can I help you today?" Rosa felt her chest tighten just a little, not because the question was hard, but because in her head, hard. In Spanish, the answer came instantly, and now she had to build it again, slowly, in English. She took a breath and said, "I have an appointment with Dr. Alvarez. My name is Rosa Mendez." Listen to that sentence again. I have an appointment with Dr. Alvarez. My name is Rosa Mendez. Now shadow it with me, slowly. I have an appointment with Dr. Alvarez. My name is Rosa Mendez. This is your name and appointment combo. Memorize this pattern because you will use I have an appointment with for every single doctor, dentist or specialist you ever see in America. The receptionist asked her to fill out a form and handed her a clipboard. Rosa sat down, and this is where I want you to notice something important. Even simple forms in a clinic can feel intimidating when English is not your first language. There were boxes to check, questions about her medical history, and one line that made her pause. Do you have any allergies? Rosa knew the word allergy from Spanish, alergia, so she understood the question. But writing the answer clearly, in English, made her hand hesitate over the pen. This brings us to our first vocabulary block for today. 5 essential words and phrases you need for the doctor's office and the pharmacy. Words that Rosa needed exactly in this moment. Let's go through them one at a time, the same way we always do. Listen, repeat after me. A simple meaning and one real example. Are you ready? Let's go. Word number 1, symptoms. Listen, symptoms. Repeat after me. Symptoms. One more time, slowly. Symptoms. Symptoms means the things you feel when you are sick, pain, fever, a cough, feeling tired. It's simply what you feel wrong in your body. Here is an example. My symptoms started 3 days ago. Here's another one. Can you describe your symptoms to the doctor? Now it's your turn. Say one short sentence using the word symptoms. Pause the video if you need a moment and say it out loud. Word number 2, prescription. Listen, prescription. Repeat after me. Prescription. One more time. Prescription. A prescription is the paper, or now, often, the digital order that the doctor gives you, saying which medicine you need and how much. It means the doctor's official order for your medicine. Example: the doctor gave me a prescription for this pain. Another example: I need to pick up my prescription at the pharmacy. Now you try, say a sentence with prescription out loud. Word number 3, allergic reaction. Listen, allergic reaction. Repeat after me. Allergic reaction. One more time, slower. Allergic reaction. This means what happens in your body when it doesn't accept a medicine or a food. Maybe your skin gets red. Maybe you feel itchy. Maybe it's more serious. Simply, it means your body says no to something. Example: I had an allergic reaction to that medicine last year. Another example: tell the doctor if you've ever had an allergic reaction. Say your own sentence now with allergic reaction. Word number 4, side effects. Listen, side effects. Repeat after me. Side effects. Side effects means the other things a medicine can do to your body. Things that are not the main purpose of the medicine, like feeling sleepy or feeling a little dizzy. Simply, extra things the medicine does, not just the good part. Example: this medicine can cause side effects like drowsiness. Another example: what are the side effects of this prescription? Now you say one sentence using side effects. Word number 5, dosage. Listen, dosage. Repeat after me. Dosage. Dosage means how much medicine you take and how often, like 1 pill, 2 times a day. Simply, the amount and the timing. Example: please follow the correct dosage. Another example: The dosage is 1 tablet every 8 hours. Say your own sentence now with the word dosage. Beautiful. Now, let's put all 5 words together into one short conversation, the way Rosa actually experienced it. And I want you to shadow the whole thing with me after you hear it once. Listen first. The doctor walks into the room and says, "Hi, Rosa. So tell me, what symptoms have you been having?" Rosa answers, "I've had pain in my lower back for about 2 weeks." The doctor says, "Okay, I'm going to give you a prescription for a muscle relaxant. Have you ever had an allergic reaction to any medication?" Rosa answers, "No, not that I know of." The doctor continues, "Good. This medicine can cause mild side effects, like feeling a little sleepy, so don't drive right after taking it. Please follow the dosage exactly. 1 pill every 12 hours. Now, shadow the whole thing with me, 1 line at a time. What symptoms have you been having?" "I've had pain in my lower back for about 2 weeks. I'm going to give you a prescription. Have you ever had an allergic reaction to any medication?" "No, not that I know of. This medicine can cause mild side effects. Please follow the dosage exactly." You're doing wonderfully. I want you to notice something. Every single sentence you just shadowed is something you could hear in a real appointment. Tomorrow. This is not decoration. This is survival English. And every word you're learning right now could genuinely help you understand your own health, your own body, your own safety in this country. Rosa left the clinic feeling relieved. The appointment had gone better than she expected. She understood most of what the doctor said. And when she didn't understand a word, she simply asked, "Could you repeat that, please?" And this is a phrase I want you to shadow right now, because it is one of the most powerful phrases you can own in English. Listen. Could you repeat that, please? Now say it with me. Could you repeat that, please? One more time, a little slower, with confidence. Could you repeat that, please? This sentence is not weakness. This sentence is strength. Every fluent speaker in the world uses this sentence sometimes. Never feel embarrassed to say it. With her prescription in hand, Rosa walked 2 blocks to the pharmacy inside the drugstore near her apartment. This is where our story starts to get a little more tense. So stay with me, because this next part is exactly the moment I asked you to imagine at the very beginning of this video. The pharmacy counter was busy. 3 people were waiting in line ahead of her, and behind the counter, a pharmacist in a white coat was moving quickly between shelves of medicine bottles, answering questions, checking labels. When it was finally Rosa's turn, she stepped forward and handed over her prescription paper. The pharmacist looked at it, typed something into the computer, and then looked back up at Rosa with a friendly but very fast question. "See you again. Do you have insurance with you today?" Rosa's mind went blank for 1 second. She understood the word insurance. Barely. But the speed of the sentence, combined with the noise of the pharmacy and the line of people waiting behind her, made her freeze. This is the moment. This is exactly the moment so many of us have felt. You know the words individually. But when they come fast, together, in a real situation, with real pressure behind you, everything feels harder. Rosa took a breath and said, "Yes, one moment," and searched through her bag for her insurance card. Let's pause the story right here and add two more to your vocabulary. Add two more essential words to your vocabulary, because you are going to need them for this exact situation. Listen carefully. Listen. Word number 6. Insurance card. Listen. Insurance card. Repeat after me. Insurance card. This is the small card, usually plastic, that shows your health insurance company and your information. You show it at the doctor's office and the pharmacy, so they know how to charge for your visit or your medicine. Simply, the card that proves you have health coverage. Example: here is my insurance card. Another example: do you need to see my insurance card again? Now say your own sentence with insurance card. Word number 7. Copay. Listen. Copay. Repeat after me. Copay. One more time, slowly. Copay. A copay is the small amount of money you personally pay, even when you have insurance. The rest is usually paid by your insurance company. Simply, your small part of the payment. Example: my copay for this medicine is $10. Another example: what's my copay today? Now say your own sentence using copay. Rosa found her insurance card and handed it over. The pharmacist scanned it, looked at the screen again, and said something that made Rosa's stomach tighten. Okay, so your copay today is going to be $35 because this medication isn't fully covered under your current plan. Do you still want to proceed, or would you like me to check if there's a generic version available? Now this right here, is a real moment of pressure. Multiple pieces of information, a question with two options, people waiting in line, and Rosa standing there. Standing there, trying to translate everything fast enough to answer politely, without holding up the line, without feeling embarrassed. This is exactly the kind of moment that no textbook prepares you for. But I am going to prepare you for it right now. Listen to how Rosa handled it. And notice she didn't understand 100% of every word, but she understood enough to ask a clear follow-up question. She said, "I'm sorry. Could you say that a little slower? What is a generic version?" The pharmacist smiled, because pharmacists hear this question every single day from all kinds of people, and explained, "A generic medication has the same active ingredient, but it's usually cheaper, made by a different company." Rosa nodded and said, "Yes, please check the generic version." Let's shadow this whole exchange together, because this is gold. This is the real practical English you came here for. Listen first, then repeat after me line by line. Your copay today is $35. Would you like me to check if there's a generic version available? I'm sorry. Could you say that a little slower? What is a generic version? A generic medication has the same active ingredient, but it's usually cheaper. Yes, please check the generic version. Now shadow it with me. Your copay today is $35. Would you like me to check if there's a generic version available? I'm sorry, could you say that a little slower? What is a generic version? A generic medication has the same active ingredient, but it's usually cheaper. Yes, please check the generic version. I want you to notice how much power was in that one sentence Rosa used. Could you say that a little slower? She didn't stay silent. She didn't just nod and pretend to understand, hoping everything would work out. She asked, and this is the real secret behind every confident English speaker you've ever admired. They are not people who understand everything perfectly. They are people who know exactly how to ask when they don't. The pharmacist checked the system and came back with good news. A generic version was available. A generic version was available, and it would only cost Rosa $8 instead of $35. Rosa felt her shoulders relax for the first times since she walked into the pharmacy. She said, "That's great, thank you so much," and reached for her wallet. But then came one more question, and this one, Rosa was not fully ready for. NIST. The pharmacist said, "All right. Before I give you this, I just want to go over the instructions with you. Are you currently taking any other medications? And do you have any known drug allergies?" Rosa understood other medications clearly, but the phrase known drug allergies moved a little too fast, blending together in the pharmacist's natural speech. This is such a common experience for English learners. You understand the individual words, but connected, spoken naturally, at normal native speed, they seem to melt into something less clear. So let's slow this exact phrase down together right now. Listen, known drug allergies. Repeat after me, known drug allergies. One more time, breaking it apart. Known, drug, allergies. Together now. Known drug allergies. This phrase simply means allergies to medicine that you already know about from your past. It's another way of asking the same allergy question we practiced earlier, but phrased differently. And this matters because in real life, the same question is often asked in 5 different ways, and you need to recognize all of them, not just one memorized sentence. Rosa paused for 1 second, then answered honestly, "No known drug allergies, but I do take a vitamin every morning." The pharmacist nodded, typed a quick note, and said, "Perfect, that won't interact with this medication." Now, I want to make sure you understand the dosage. This is 1 tablet, twice a day, with food, not on an empty stomach. Do not drink alcohol while taking this. If you notice a rash, swelling, or difficulty breathing, stop taking it immediately and call your doctor or go to urgent care. That final sentence. If you notice a rash, swelling, or difficulty breathing, is exactly the kind of sentence that can genuinely matter for your health and safety. So let's make sure you can understand every piece of it clearly and confidently. Let's add our 3rd and final vocabulary block for this part of the story. 3 more words that could genuinely protect you one day. Listen closely. Word number 8, rash. Listen. Rash. Repeat after me. Rash. A rash is when your skin becomes red, bumpy, or itchy, usually as a reaction to something. Simply, red, irritated skin. Example, I have a small rash on my arm. Another example, call the doctor if the rash gets worse. Now say your own short sentence with rash. Word number 9, swelling. Listen. Swelling. Repeat after me. Swelling. Swelling means a part of your body becomes bigger than usual, often puffy because of injury or reaction. Simply, a body part getting puffy or bigger. Example, there's some swelling around the cut. Another example, if you see swelling in your face, seek help right away. Now say your own sentence with swelling. Word number 10. Urgent care. Listen. Urgent care. Repeat after me. Urgent care. Urgent care is a medical clinic for problems that need quick attention but are not extreme emergencies. Faster than a regular doctor's appointment, but not as serious as the emergency room. Simply, a fast clinic for problems that can't wait. Example, if it gets worse, go to urgent care. Another example, there's an urgent care center 2 blocks from here. Now, say your own sentence with urgent care. Now, let's put the entire pharmacy conversation together from start to finish and shadow the whole exchange as one connected piece, the way it would truly sound in real life. Listen first, all the way through. Do you have insurance with you today? Yes. One moment. Your copay today is $35. Would you like me to check if there's a generic version available? I'm sorry. Could you say that a little slower? What is a generic version? A generic medication has the same active ingredient, but it's usually cheaper. Yes, please check the generic version. Are you currently taking any other medications? And do you have any known drug allergies? No known drug allergies, but I do take a vitamin every morning. This is 1 tablet, twice a day, with food. If you notice a rash, swelling, or difficulty breathing, stop taking it immediately and go to urgent care. Now shadow the whole thing with me, slowly. One more time. Do you have insurance with you today? Your copay today is $35. Could you say that a little slower? A generic medication has the same active ingredient, but it's usually cheaper. No known drug allergies. This is 1 tablet, twice a day, with food. If you notice a rash, swelling, or difficulty breathing, go to urgent care. You should feel proud right now. You just shadowed an entire real pharmacy conversation filled with exactly the kind of vocabulary that so many English courses simply skip over because they think it's too advanced for beginners. But it isn't too advanced. It's necessary. This is your health. This is your family's health. And you deserve to understand it in your own voice. In English, with confidence, Rosa paid the $8, thanked the pharmacist, and walked home with the small white paper bag in her hand. On the way, she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time since moving to this country. Not just relief, but a quiet kind of pride. She had understood a real conversation in real time about something that actually mattered, not a textbook dialogue, not a scripted lesson, a real human being speaking real English at real speed, and Rosa had kept up. That evening, she followed the instructions exactly the way the pharmacist explained them. 1 tablet with dinner. She set a reminder on her phone. For 12 hours later, the way the pharmacist had told her, and she felt calm as she sat down to eat with her husband and son. But around 9 o'clock that night, about 3 hours after taking the first dose, Rosa noticed something on her forearm. A few small red bumps, slightly raised, a little warm to the touch. Not painful. Just. There, her husband looked over and asked, "What's that?" Rosa looked at her arm again, and her mind immediately jumped back to one of the words she had just learned that same afternoon. Rash. She remembered the pharmacist's exact sentence. If you notice a rash, swelling, or difficulty breathing, stop taking it immediately and call your doctor or go to urgent care. Her heart started beating a little faster. Was this serious? Was this the beginning of an allergic reaction? Should she panic? Or was this normal? This is exactly the kind of moment I want you to notice closely, because this is where language and real life meet in the most important way possible. Rosa didn't reach for a translation app. She didn't call a family member to translate for her. She picked up her phone and she called the pharmacy directly. Because she remembered something important. The label on the medicine bottle had a phone number for questions. And underneath it, small letters that said, "Available 24 hours for patient questions." Let's pause the story again, right here, because before Rosa makes this phone call, I want to give you the exact phrases she is about to use so that you, too, will be ready if this situation ever happens to you. Listen to this first sentence. I have a question about a medication I picked up today. Repeat after me. I have a question about a medication I picked up today. One more time, a little slower. I have a question about a medication I picked up today. This is your opening line. Calm, clear, and it immediately tells the person on the phone exactly why you're calling. Say it one more time with confidence. Rosa dialed the number. It rang twice, and a recorded voice answered. First, the way many pharmacy lines do in the United States. Thank you for calling West Side Pharmacy. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. For prescription refills, press 1. To speak with a pharmacist, press 2. Rosa pressed 2, and after a short wait, a real voice came on the line. West Side Pharmacy. This is Daniel. How can I help you? Rosa took a breath and said the sentence we just practiced. Hi, I have a question about a medication I picked up today, Daniel replied. Sure, what's your name and date of birth? So I can pull up your profile? Rosa answered, Rosa Mendez, and gave her birth date. Daniel typed for a second and said, Okay, I see it. The muscle relaxant, generic version. What's going on? Now, this next part of the conversation is where things get a little more delicate. because Rosa needs to describe a symptom clearly, calmly, and specifically. And this is a skill that many English learners, even at intermediate levels, find genuinely difficult. Describing a physical symptom over the phone without pointing at your own body, without any visual help. Using only words. Let's build this skill together, step by step. Word number 11 for today, raised bumps. Listen, raised bumps. Repeat after me. Raised bumps. This describes small areas on your skin that stick up a little, like tiny hills. Simply, small spots that are higher than the skin around them. Example, I have some raised bumps on my arm. Another example, the rash has raised bumps and it's a little warm. Now say your own sentence with raised bumps. Word number 12, mild. Listen, mild. Repeat after me, mild. Mild means something is not strong, not severe, on the lighter or gentler side. Simply, not too serious, kind of light. Example, it's just a mild headache. Another example, the reaction seems mild so far. Now say your own sentence using mild. Word number 13, to keep an eye on something. Listen, keep an eye on. Repeat after me. Keep an eye on. This phrase means to watch something carefully over time, to pay close attention in case it changes. Simply watch it carefully. Example, I'll keep an eye on the rash tonight. Another example, the doctor told me to keep an eye on my blood pressure. Now say your own sentence using keep an eye on. Let's listen to Rosa describe her symptom now, using these exact words. About 3 hours after I took the pill, I noticed some raised bumps on my forearm. They're small, a little warm, but it doesn't hurt. I'm not having any trouble breathing, and my face and throat feel completely normal. I just wanted to check if this is something serious or something mild that I should keep an eye on. Now shadow that with me, one piece at a time. About 3 hours after I took the pill, I noticed some raised bumps on my forearm. They're small, a little warm, but it doesn't hurt. I'm not having any trouble breathing. My face and throat feel completely normal. I just wanted to check if this is mild or something I should keep an eye on. Notice something powerful in what Rosa just said. She didn't only describe the problem, she also clearly stated what was not happening. No trouble breathing, no swelling in the face or throat. This is incredibly important because in a real medical conversation, telling someone what is normal is just as valuable as telling them what is wrong. It helps the professional understand quickly how serious, or not serious, the situation actually is. Daniel, the pharmacist, on the phone, listened carefully and then responded, "Okay, that's helpful. Thank you for describing it so clearly. Since you're not having any difficulty breathing, and there's no swelling in your face, lips, or throat, this sounds like it could be a mild skin reaction, not a severe allergic reaction. But I do want you to stop taking the medication tonight, just to be safe, and I'm going to send a message to Dr. Alvarez's office so they can follow up with you tomorrow. If at any point you notice your throat feeling tight or any swelling in your face, please go to urgent care immediately or call 911 if it feels like an emergency. This is a perfect moment to add two more essential words because Daniel just used both of them, and you will hear these words often in medical conversations in America. Word number 14, follow up. Listen, follow up. Repeat after me, follow up. This means to check on something again after some time has passed, usually to make sure everything is okay. Simply, check again later. Example, the doctor will follow up with you tomorrow. Another example, can someone follow up on my test results? Now say your own sentence with follow up. Word number 15, tight, as in a tight throat. Listen, tight. Repeat after me, tight. In this medical context, tight means feeling squeezed, narrow, or difficult, especially in your throat or chest. Simply, feeling squeezed, hard to breathe. Example, my chest feels a little tight. Another example, if your throat feels tight, seek help right away. Now say your own sentence with the word tight. Rosa thanked Daniel and ended the call. Her husband, who had been sitting beside her the entire time, watching her navigate this conversation entirely in English, without pausing once to ask him for a translation, looked at her with something close to amazement. You understood everything? Everything? He asked. Rosa smiled, a small, tired, proud smile, and said, almost everything. And I asked when I didn't. That one sentence. I asked when I didn't. That's the whole lesson of today's video in 5 simple words. You don't need to understand 100% of every conversation. You need the courage to ask about the part you don't understand and the vocabulary to describe what's happening to you clearly. That's it. That's real fluency for real life, not perfect grammar, not a big vocabulary of 1,000 fancy words. Just clarity, honesty, and the confidence to speak up. Now, I want you to picture yourself in Rosa's exact situation. At home, worried, needing to describe a symptom on the phone. Have you ever felt that fear? The fear of not being understood at exactly the moment when being understood matters the most. Write yes in the comments if this has ever happened to you, because I promise you, you are far from alone. Now, let's shift gears completely into what I call our fast reaction training. The part of the lesson where we stop explaining and just move quickly, building automatic reflexes in your mouth and your brain so that these patterns come out instantly, without translating, the next time you're in a doctor's office or a pharmacy. Here's how this works. I'm going to give you 5 essential sentence patterns, patterns you will use again and again in medical situations in America. For each pattern, I'll give you several quick variations. Your job is simple. Listen and immediately repeat as fast and as clearly as you can. No long pauses to think. No translating. Just react. Pattern number 1. Can I? Listen and repeat quickly, after each one. Can I ask a question? Can I get a refill on this? Can I speak to the pharmacist? Can I reschedule my appointment? Can I get a copy of my prescription? Can I pay with my insurance card? Let's do that again. A little faster this time, back to back. Can I ask a question? Can I get a refill? Can I speak to the pharmacist? Can I reschedule? Can I get a copy of my prescription? Can I pay with insurance? Pattern number 2. I need. Listen and repeat. I need a refill on my prescription. I need to see a doctor today. I need to reschedule my appointment. I need my insurance card. I need some information about side effects. I need this medication filled. Please, one more time, faster. I need a refill. I need to see a doctor. I need to reschedule. I need my insurance card. I need information about side effects. I need this filled, please. Pattern number 3. Where is? Listen and repeat. Where is the pharmacy counter? Where is the waiting room? Where is the nearest urgent care? Where is Dr. Alvarez's office? Where is the entrance for the clinic? Again, a little faster. Where is the pharmacy counter? Where is the waiting room? Where is the nearest urgent care? Where is the doctor's office? Where is the entrance? Pattern number 4. How much does? Listen and repeat. How much does this cost? How much does my copay come to? How much does this medication cost without insurance? How much does an urgent care visit cost? How much does this appointment cost? Once more, faster. How much does this cost? How much is my copay? How much without insurance? How much for urgent care? How much for the appointment? Pattern number 5. Do I have to? Listen and repeat. Do I have to take this with food? Do I have to come back for a follow-up? Do I have to pay right now? Do I have to bring my insurance card every time? Do I have to stop taking this medication? One final time, fast. Do I have to take this with food? Do I have to follow up? Do I have to pay now? Do I have to bring my card? Do I have to stop taking this? Fantastic work. Notice how your mouth is starting to move more quickly now, how these patterns are beginning to feel less like foreign sentences and more like tools that belong to you. This is exactly what fluency training should feel like. Not memorizing a textbook, but building reflexes, the same way an athlete trains their body to react instantly without thinking. Let's go back to Rosa's story for just a moment, because there's one more small but meaningful scene I want to share with you. The next morning, exactly as Daniel had promised, Rosa received a call from Dr. Alvarez's office. A nurse on the line said, "Hi, Rosa, this is Jennifer calling from Dr. Alvarez's office, following up on the reaction you had last night." "Nee. How are you feeling this morning?" Rosa answered, calm and clear this time, without the fear from the night before. "Good morning. I'm feeling fine, thank you. The bumps on my arm are almost gone now, and I didn't have any trouble breathing at all. I think it was just a mild reaction," the nurse replied. "That's great to hear. Dr. Alvarez wants to switch you to a different muscle relaxant, one that's less likely to cause skin reactions. I'll send the new prescription to your pharmacy this afternoon. Do you have any questions? And here, right here, is the final small but powerful moment of today's lesson. Rosa paused for 1 second, and instead of simply saying, "No, thank you," the way she might have done 8 months ago, still nervous and unsure of herself, she asked a real thoughtful question. "Yes, actually, should I expect any side effects with this new medication? And is it safe to take with the vitamin I'm already taking?" The nurse smiled. You could hear it in her voice, and said, "That's a great question. Let me check that for you right now." That's it. That's the transformation. Right there, in one single sentence. A woman who 24 hours earlier froze at a pharmacy counter because a sentence came too fast was now asking clear, confident, informed questions about her own health care. Not because she suddenly learned 1,000 new words overnight, but because she practiced the exact right words for the exact right situations, and she gave herself permission to ask. Let's shadow that final exchange together one more time, because I want these words to live in your mouth, ready for the moment you need them. How are you feeling this morning? I'm feeling fine. Thank you. I think it was just a mild reaction. Dr. Alvarez wants to switch you to a different medication. Should I expect any side effects with this new medication? Is it safe to take with the vitamin I'm already taking? That's a great question. You are building something real here. Something that goes far beyond this single video. Every single conversation we've walked through today. The appointment, the pharmacy counter, the late-night phone call, the follow-up. These are not rare, unusual situations. These are the ordinary, everyday moments of living in this country. And now you have real words, real sentences, and real confidence, ready for exactly these moments. Now, before we finish today's lesson, I want to bring everything back together one more time, in a slower, calmer rhythm. Because after all this fast practice, your brain deserves a moment to relax and absorb everything you've built today. Let's do a full, gentle review of Rosa's entire journey from the very beginning to the very end, and I want you to shadow each piece with me one final time, slowly, calmly, letting each word settle into your memory. Let's go back to the very start. Rosa walked into the clinic, a little nervous, and said to the receptionist, "I have an appointment with Dr. Alvarez. My name is Rosa Mendez." Shadow it with me now, slowly. "I have an appointment with Dr. Alvarez. My name is Rosa Mendez." Then, sitting in the waiting room, she saw the question about allergies on her form, and later, inside the doctor's office, she heard the doctor ask, "What symptoms have you been having?" And she answered clearly, "I've had pain in my lower back for about 2 weeks." Shadow it. What symptoms have you been having? "I've had pain in my lower back for about 2 weeks." The doctor gave her a prescription and asked about allergic reactions and explained the possible side effects and the correct dosage. Shadow these words with me one more time, slowly, feeling each one. Prescription, allergic reaction,
Side effects.
dosage. Then Rosa walked to the pharmacy, and this is where the real tension of our story began. The pharmacist asked about her insurance card and explained her copay. Shadow it. Do you have your insurance card with you today? Your copay today is $35. When the pharmacist offered a generic option, Rosa didn't stay silent. She asked a real question. Shadow it with me, calmly. Could you say that a little slower? What is a generic version? A generic medication has the same active ingredient, but it's usually cheaper. Then came the instructions. 1 tablet, twice a day, with food, and the warning that would matter so much later that same night. Shadow it slowly. One more time. If you notice a rash, swelling, or difficulty breathing, stop taking it immediately and go to urgent care. That night, when Rosa noticed the raised bumps on her arm, she didn't panic. She picked up the phone and she described her symptoms clearly and calmly. Shadow it with me one final time. I noticed some raised bumps on my forearm. They're small, a little warm, but it doesn't hurt. I'm not having any trouble breathing. My face and throat feel completely normal. And the next morning, when the nurse called to follow up, Rosa didn't just say, "I'm fine." She asked a real, informed question about her new medication. Shadow it, gently, with confidence. Should I expect any side effects with this new medication? Is it safe to take with the vitamin I'm already taking? Take a breath. Feel how far we've traveled together in this one lesson. From a woman freezing at a counter, unsure if she understood a simple question about insurance, to a woman confidently and her nurse learned detailed, thoughtful questions about her own health care in clear, natural English. This transformation didn't happen because Rosa suddenly became a different person overnight. It happened because she had the right words, practiced in the right way, for the situations that actually matter in her real life. And that is exactly what we are building together here every single day. Now, I want to give you one more short but very useful practice segment. A set of quick emergency phrases, not medication-related tension like Rosa's story, but genuine, important phrases for when something feels urgent, because your safety always comes first, and I want you to walk away from this video feeling truly prepared. Not just for a calm doctor's visit, but for a moment when things move fast and your English needs to move fast with it. Listen and shadow these emergency-ready sentences with me, one at a time, calmly but clearly. I need help right now. Shadow it. I need help right now. Please call 911. Shadow it. Please call 911. I'm having trouble breathing. Shadow it. I'm having trouble breathing. My face is swelling. Shadow it. My face is swelling. This is an emergency. Shadow it. This is an emergency. I need to go to the emergency room. Shadow it. I need to go to the emergency room. Can you take me to urgent care? Shadow it. Can you take me to urgent care? Please, one more time, all together, calm but firm. I need help right now. Please call 911. I'm having trouble breathing. This is an emergency. I need to go to the emergency room. I truly hope you never need these exact sentences in a real emergency. But if you ever do, I want them to be sitting right there in your mouth, ready, waiting, already practiced. Not something you have to search for in a moment of fear. That is the entire purpose of everything we do together on this channel. Not perfect grammar. Not a beautiful accent. Real readiness for real life in this new country you now call home. Let's take a moment now for one more full, gentle review of every single word we learned today, said slowly, one at a time, so they can settle fully into your memory before we finish. Listen and repeat calmly after each one: symptoms, prescription, allergic reaction, side effects, dosage, insurance card, copay, rash, swelling, urgent care, raised bumps, mild, keep an eye on, follow up, tight, beautiful. 15 words, all directly connected to real, high stakes, everyday moments. The doctor's office, the pharmacy counter, a worried phone call at night, a careful follow-up conversation the next morning. These are not abstract words you'll forget by tomorrow. These are words tied to a real story, a real emotion, a real moment of fear that turned into a real moment of confidence. And that connection between emotion and language is exactly why you will remember them. I also want to remind you of our 5 sentence patterns from today, because these patterns will serve you far beyond just doctor's visits. They will help you in stores, on the phone, at your child's school, almost anywhere in your daily American life. Let's say them one final time, calm and clear. Can I? I need. Where is? How much does? Do I have to? These 5 small openings can build hundreds, even thousands, of different sentences in almost any situation you'll ever face here. Practice filling them in with your own daily needs, not just today, but every single day this week. Say them out loud, while you're cooking, while you're walking, while you're getting ready in the morning. The more you say them out loud, even alone in your own home, the faster they become automatic, natural, yours. I want to say something directly to you now, the person watching this video. Wherever you are in the world, wherever you are on your English journey. If you have ever felt what Rosa felt, that small freeze, that moment of fear, when someone speaks a little too fast, when the topic is a little too important, when you feel like your English isn't good enough for a serious moment, I want you to know something clearly. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are exactly where every single confident English speaker once stood at the beginning of learning to trust their own voice in a new language. The next time you're standing at a pharmacy counter, or sitting in a doctor's waiting room, or picking up the phone to describe how you're feeling, I want you to remember Rosa. Remember that she didn't understand everything perfectly, and that was okay. She simply had the courage to ask when she needed to, and the right words ready when she needed them most. That is exactly what you are building right now with every single lesson you watch on this channel. Next time, we're going to move into a completely different, but just as important, part of daily American life. English for job interviews. We'll build the exact vocabulary and phrases you need to answer tricky interview questions with confidence. Describe your experience clearly. Describe your experience clearly, and even talk about salary expectations without freezing up. If today's lesson helped you even a little, that next lesson is going to help you even more. So make sure you're subscribed and that little bell is turned on so you never miss it. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. You showed up, you listened, you shadowed every single sentence, and that consistency, that quiet daily effort is exactly what turns nervous English learners into confident English speakers. I am proud of you, genuinely, for the work you put in today. Keep showing up, keep practicing a little every day, and I promise you, the day will come when you walk into a doctor's office or a pharmacy or any conversation in English, and you won't feel that freeze anymore. You'll simply speak. See you in the next lesson.